Why won't you learn, they say? There's no one to save you. Oh, my box! Don't forget I forgot to save it! I don't got a box on it right now. Oh well, we don't get a box this run. Let's just say someone stole my box. You know, very, very big shame. Very big shame. Alright, so this call is called Do Not Take This Cat Home. This game is not suitable for children or the easily disturbed. It includes a description of horror elements, human/animal violence and death, abuse/abusive relationships, disturbing images, loud noises, flashing images/lights, and more. Individuals suffering from anxiety, depression, and certain fears, phobias, may not be safe for experience playing this game. So if any of this that's been listed is a no-go for you, I highly suggest not watching this. This is another one, somewhat close to like the last stream that I did. About like, if you're fine with it, let's go on ahead. Please take care of yourself. You're not having a great day, as usual. Oh great. It's the first time in a while that you've felt like going out. But in the middle of your walk, it starts to rain. Typical, but maybe this is just a sign that you should have stayed home today. Yeah, you can always try again tomorrow, right? You're trying to head home when... Huh? What was that? There are only a few people around on the streets. Makes sense due to the increase of missing person around the area recently. Well, that and the weather. But none of them react to the sound at all. Curiosity guiding your steps, you follow the sound to the entrance of a dark, dingy alley. You timidly enter the alleyway and walk forward. The ground, dampened by the rain, makes your steps sound louder and more confident than you actually feel. Finally, the sound of the source comes into view in a cold, dim light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box, is a cat. Huh. Guess that should have been obvious. It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. It puts its paw up on the edge of the box and looks up at you. So cute. It definitely knows it. You've never had much of an opinion on one way or another of cats before. But if they're all like this one, it's a shock they haven't already found a way to rule the world. You don't think you'd mind bowing down to feline overlord? I don't know what would we name this cat? I wonder if the cat will even get a name. Look around the alleyway with a small frown. Who leaves a cat in a cardboard box these days? Wouldn't they just jump out and leave the box eventually? The cat doesn't answer you. Obviously. It also doesn't do as you suggested and leave the box. It's just looking at you, as if waiting for you to make the next move. Well, let's take the count. You know what? Reach into the box and pick up the cat, holding it in front of you. Why not? You're all alone, and well, I'm kind of in the same boat myself, so. You bring the cat close. Didn't realize it was shivering until then, but it slowly breathes easier as it presses into your chest. Why not stick together, right? At least for a little while. You think a little while will probably be more like a day. You'll be responsible and take it to the shelter tomorrow. But for now, let's get you out of the rain, okay? You stop by a small local pet store for some cat food, then head back home. You live in a modest apartment. One bedroom, one bathroom, one you're living in alone. So it feels weird having another living being inside it after so long, even if it is just a cat. Uh, Drifty. I'm not funny. Pan, the you being in all caps and red makes me think that you're Chara. Wow. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you watch for a moment as its curiosity explores. As it curiously explores the new environment, leaving the feline to do its own device. You set about making the both of you some dinner. You take out a can of cat food and open it with the tab at the top. Are we gonna So we never had a cat before, and yet we have cat food. That makes sense. You put some cat food on a saucer and click your tongue to call the cat over to you. It perks up at your beckoning and rushes over. It looks at the plate of food. Oh my god. It looks at the plate of food. Oh, hi, brother. And completely ignores it. Not hungry, I guess. You're trying not to let that annoy you. The cat doesn't understand the concept of money to appreciate that you spent your hard-earned cash on it. It's a cat just after all. I'll just leave it here until you're hungry later. Okay? Hold on. They can't hear you at the moment. There they go. You can hear you now.
Yeah, yeah. This is bullying me in your chat, man. I don't appreciate it. And like, that's legal harassment and bullying.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, yeah.
Nah, you live.
He left. Yay! Yay!
The cat rubs
Next thing
its
you know, he
body
says,
against your
"I'm
leg
still
with a purr.
here."
He's gonna. He's still there.
Aw, poo.
You smile. That's enough of a thanks for you. It follows you to the kitchen, and you start to make your own dinner. Nico says 67
67 life
lives.
sentence for Nate. I got your back. That's crazy. Maybe once again. Everyone wants to get me banned. We're all, we're all the place. That's crazy, man.
You decide that you have enough ingredients for a sandwich: bread, toast, mayo and mustard spread, turkey and cheese, and lettuce, perfectly plated, tomato slice. Ow! You wince as you cut your finger with the knife while slicing a tomato. Stupid. Feel a little embarrassed for such a blunder and sigh, tossing the knife onto the cutting board. You're about to head to the bathroom for a bandage when the cat hops onto the counter. It sniffs at the knife, not the knife, and meows almost pointedly at you. Don't worry, I'm alright. It was just you watch the cat as it starts to lick lightly but enthusiastically at the blood of the knife. At your blood. You're so shocked that by the time you come to your senses, the knife is completely licked clean.
I getting bullied by everyone, girl,
The cat
because you're
sits
not
back
Sigma.
staring at you.
You don't get loved.
You feel a little uneasy. Sure, cats are meat eating predators, but that's a little weird, right? Sure, you're no cat expert, but that was definitely not something an ordinary cat would do, right?
Actually, human or not, cats still enjoy blood. Because you wanna know why? They're felines and they're predators. Like my fat brother.
Shut up! Well, regardless, you're not about to abandon a cat in need while it's raining outside. Not after all your efforts. You were going to take it
Hey
to the
guys,
shelter tomorrow anyways. What's one night in
my brother's a
awkwardness?
fat predator. Trust, trust, trust.
Shut the fuck up. Weird or not, it's just a cat. The rest of the evening, unfortunately, goes downhill from there. Even after covering up your fingers cut with the bandage, the cat keeps trying to lick at the wound. While you're eating your sandwich, while you're cleaning up the kitchen, while you're trying to watch TV. You gently push it away every time, but you're starting to get worried at the strange behavior. What if it gets a taste for the blood and thinks you're food now? You're not sure what you'll do if it starts to get more aggressive. You keep thinking about the cat food sitting in the corner, untouched. Ugh, come on, enough already! You shove it away a little more forcefully this time, out of the annoyance. You feel bad immediately, but before you could do anything, the cat meows sharply at you and dashes off around a corner into the hall. You sigh deeply.
I need a piece. Be right back.
Okay. Very spooky. At this point, you were just worried that it was going to take a bite out of you in your sleep. Maybe a vet will have an idea of how to calm it down. You can only hope. You don't have many other options left other than tossing the cat out in the rain. After finding a number of a local vet, you pick up your landline and the lights just went out? Great. Just great. Rain must have knocked out the power. You check your cell phone only to find out it's out of batteries. You must have forgotten to charge it before leaving it out earlier. Doubting has been a spur of the moment that it had no doubt messed with your usual routine. You grab a flashlight and turn it on. It's quiet. It's too quiet. Did the rain stop?
6, 7.
But then, why did the power go out?
Oh no, because 6, 7.
You look outside. The sky is pitch black. What time is it? You turn to check the clock. The cat sits on top of your digital clock, staring at you. Thinking now, you realize the clock shouldn't be working at all with the power outage, but the numbers are lit up. It keeps. I see it say kill, and then I also saw it say help.
This is hello,
No, no, that one turns
I
into
think.
a P. Well, AK-9. And going completely haywire. The cat stares at you. It's completely still. You'd think it was a statue if you didn't know any better. It's not giving any indication that it's alive. It's not blinking. It's not even breathing. But its eyes. This isn't normal. You're afraid. You want to run, but you're afraid of letting the cat out of your sight. You consider tossing the cat out after all. But as soon as that thought entered your head, you feel a sharp urge to vomit. Those eyes, its eyes hold you still, even with the flashlight trained on it. Its pupils are large. The flashlight flickers, and the cat is
I think
gone.
dog's a little bit cooked.
Fear immediately grips your mind. The silence, punctuated at the rapid pumping of the blood in your heart, is overwritten, and your ears slowly start to pick up the sound of static all around you. How is the clock working with no power? You don't know why such a question matters at the moment, but you feel as if having the answer will make sense out of everything that's happening. That order will be restored. But but no answer comes to mind. You back away from the clock and feel as if the air itself coils tightly and abruptly in response, like a predator preparing to pounce, but waiting for your next move. But you're afraid to move. You're afraid to even take a breath. But you can't stay still forever, right? Whatever is watching you, you can already feel its impatience. It's too eager. You don't know how you know this, but you can sense it as clearly as if it had whispered.
So 6, 7?
Sorry,
Question mark?
I,
Question
I,
mark?
sorry, I was fixing my hair. Didn't mean to give you a more dramatic pause than it already was.
Yeah, I no, like low key, I thought it was my Wi-Fi, and I was like, bro, I gotta restart it again.
All right,
I was just staring at the stream, like, you gonna say something, little
right into your ear.
bro?
Damn, brother.
Hey, hey, slur. How about you shut up? Sai bow.
Right into your soul. It won't let you wait it out. Not that you could, even if you did. You can't stay here. You have to run. With a thought, a sudden primal instinct instinct awakens in you, making you tear yourself into a hasty burst of movement, of action. But you're still weak from the fear as it grips your mind. Your legs tangle together under you in your haste, and you fall to the ground. A sharp pain explodes into the center of your foot. At first, you think you've broken your ankle, but something warm and wet trickles down your leg as your foot pulls underneath it. You hear the sound of metal scraping the tiles after skidding across the floor, as if it had been kicked. Oh. Winding from your fall, you look up in a daze and see the object glinting in the strange light coming from outside. The light pours in from your now open front door. Thoughts of how, when, who, what in regards to your inexplicable open door screeches to a halt as your brain finally identifies the metallic object you've been staring at. It's your kitchen knife, and it's still tinted red from your earlier blunder, but that's not right. Wasn't it completely licked clean by the... You gulp dryly at the pain in your foot. You barely have any time to wonder how the knife ended up on your living room floor to be stepped on, instead of resting on your cutting board in the kitchen where you had left it. When you spy something in the darkness just beyond the knife, it spies right back at you. A pair of glowing golden eyes comes forward as the cat emerges from the shadows into the light from your doorway. It pads lightly over to the knife, as if skipping in delight, and bends down and laps the blood dripping from the blade. Ah, your sense slowly begins to overwhelm you. The chill of air as it starts to suffocate you under its weight. The sound of your shaky breaths, discordant under against the static now piercing your skull. The dryness of your tongue spreading to your throat.
That proves his theory that air can actually kill you too.
The comprehensible sight of the stray you've taken in, licking away the kitchen knife, once again completely clean. The scent of blood from the fresh wound on your foot. Blood? Golden eyes slide up to you as in response to your sudden realization. Blood. You're hurt. Your foot is bleeding. You're bleeding. You're bleeding. The cat barely moves, shoulders twitching as if just considering the act of pouncing forward. But you're already on your feet and out the door. You run, or rather limp, down the empty streets. The sky is black and bleeding red, but there's a strange light emitting from nowhere that casts everything else in white. The houses, the trees, the road, even you. Everything. Except your blood. You can just barely glimpse the bloody imprints your injured foot leaves in your wake with every impact it makes with the ground. It hurts. It hurts. But you can't stop. You don't stop. Not when the shadows grow around you. Not when you feel the gaze of the eyes all over you. Now, when the road ahead of you is darkened by a long shadow of something behind you. Even then, you don't stop running, because If that's the cat right there ahead of you, then when the world is behind you. Alright. Huh? Interesting. How very, very interesting. Ending 0. It begins. Okay, well, so that is as far as that goes. But now we have to see how it would be if we didn't take the cat. Oh, wait, hold on. I thought that okay, hold on. So I thought it was over. It's not. All right, there we go. I thought it was over. I thought it was just a demo and it didn't tell me. But no, we keep going. You're walking. Right, of course. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out. And you're actually glad that you did. The weather is absolutely perfect today. That's a good sign, right? Maybe your luck is finally starting to turn around. You tentatively allow yourself to feel excited about for the possibilities of where you could go or what you could do. Maybe even who you could meet. You're so deep in thought that you almost miss it. Huh? What was that? Curiously, guiding your steps, you follow the sound of the entrance in a lonely alleyway. The sunlight only just manages to reach down in between the tall buildings of either side. You timidly enter the alleyway and walk forward, the loose gravel and scattered debris on the ground softening your step. Finally, the sound source comes into view in the warm, almost ethereal light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box, is a cat. Huh, guess that could have been obvious. It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold amongst the dark sea of its fur. It puts its front paws on the edge of the box and looks up at you. So, so, you look so familiar, right? Then again, it is a cat. Not many different ways for a standard black cat to look, after all. This one sure is a cutie, though. Just look. It's not glaring at you or hissing at you for getting close. Oh my god, I just got attacked by a moth. It's not glaring at you or hissing at you for even getting close, like other stray cats have in the past. It's just sitting there patiently, waiting for you to do something. Why not? Right? You barely reach your arms up before the cat eagerly leaps into them and climbs onto your shoulders. It butts its head into your temple, nuzzling against it. Can't help but smile at the cat's enthusiasm. Let's get down to here. Yeah? On the way home, you briefly considered getting cat food, but that would be a waste of time. You shrug at the odd feeling and move on. You live in a modest apartment. One bedroom, one bathroom. One you living alone in it. So it feels weird having another living being inside of it after so long. Even if it is just a cat. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you wait for it to walk away and explore the new environment. But it simply sits up and looks at you expectantly. Oh, we can actually interact with the cat now. Alright, pet the cat. It's not every day you have access to a cute, fluffy animal. What else is there to do but pet to your heart's content? You sit on the floor in the living room and click your tongue to call over the cat. The cat dashes over to you, immediately climbing into your lap. Poor thing. You just want some attention, don't you? Alright, alright. Carefully pet the cat. A rub behind an ear. A scratch under the chin there. A smooth sweep along the back. Good. You keep petting the cat in your lap, enjoying this bonding time together. But the cat starts to get restless after a while. Let's do something else. Let's play with the cat. Poor thing was probably bored stiff sitting in that old box all day, just watching crowds of people walk by them, ignoring them. You can't just leave them alone as soon as you're home. A little interspecies socialization won't kill you, right? What, brother? What, brother?
We should call the kitty Pickles, brothers.
We should call the kitties Pickles?
Pickles.
I have no objection to calling Kitty Pickles.
Pickles, yes. Pickles.
Chat, how we feeling about the name Pickles? Aw, you just want some attention, don't you? You wanna play, huh? Hey, okay then. What to play though? Look for some yarn. I think my laser pointer still works. Hide and seek. Let's do hide and seek. What about hide and seek? You're not quite sure how this is gonna work. I can't even understand the concept of the game, let alone one with the rules like hide and seek. Here, just you pick up the cat and turn them away from you before hiding behind an armchair. You're almost certain the cat must have turned and looked while you were hiding. Out of confusion at least, if nothing else. Regardless, a few moments later, the cat cautiously peeks around the armchair at you, eyes curious. You smile and scoop it up, holding it out in front of you. You found me. You win. The cat looks confused but pleased at your praise. This time, you put it in on the armchair so it can't see your hiding spot easily. You dash over to the kitchen hiding behind the counter. It takes a little longer this time for the cat to find you. This time, when it does, it startles you by hopping down into your lap from the counter's top above. Whoa, you found me again. Okay, you win. You reward it with a little scratch behind the ear and under the chin when it leans into your touch. What, brother?
I'm going to tickle you, brother.
No, brother. We're on
Also,
stream.
Pickles is in the kitchen where Pickles should be. Eat pickles now.
No.
Eat pickles. Eat pickles. Brother, you must become Asian like me.
No.
I'm sorry. That joke is so 5,000 years ago.
Okay, why don't you give it a try? You get to the stand in the middle of the living room. The cat follows you. You make a you make a show of covering your eyes and turning around. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! You turn around to see the cat is gone. Huh. You sure catch on quick. There aren't really that many places available in your apartment for someone your size to hide. But without the opposable thumbs needing to open or close the doors in the hall, the cat will have limits too. Fair game. Okay, now where to look? Let's go look in the hallway. You peek around the corner into the hall. Nothing. You're not sure what you were expecting. All the doors are closed. There's nowhere in the hall for the cat to hide. You peek around the corner. Grab a chair and check on top of the fridge. Even open the cupboards along the floor just in case the cat managed to squeeze inside. Nothing. You decide that's for the best. The kitchen is for making food, not playing games. You look behind the couch and the armchair, then under the coffee table. Nothing. The living room is pretty spacious when it comes to furniture, after all. Oh, sparse. You couldn't find the cat anywhere. You start to get a little worried when you hear a soft sound coming from the hall. I just checked there. You heard the hall. You head to the hall and listen again. That sounded like it was coming from your bedroom, but you walk down the hall to your room and gingerly open the door. Gah! The cat trots out and runs around your legs and meowing insistently. It looks disappointed somehow. Perhaps you apparently subpar seeking skills. But you have the cat into your arms and look at your bedroom door. How did you get into my room? You you know the door was closed, right? The cat wiggles out of your hold and runs out of the hall. You fall to see it sitting in the middle of your living room. Upon seeing you, the cat promptly turns around. Guess it wants to take a turn in seeking? You're about to indulge in the hiding around the counter again when the lights. Did its power just go out? Darn it. As you wait for your eyes to adjust to the darkness, you notice the cat hasn't moved an inch. Was it scared? Hey, are you. What? For some reason, your heart starts beating faster. You consider going over to the cat, but when you do, the thought makes you feel. You feel like your life is in danger. You need to hide. Now. Oh, there's an actual timer. Hold on. Uh, you quietly rush to the bathroom and. What? Why is the door locked? You freeze upon realizing how much noise you just made jostling the doorknob and holding your breath. Listening. The silence coming from the living room feels heavier than before, more restless. Even more, some miracle opened the door now, it would know exactly where you were. No good. You quietly rush into your bedroom, carefully closing the door behind you. The only place to hide in your bedroom is your closet. Hide in the closet. You lock the door as quietly as you can before lunging into the closet and sliding the door shut. As soon as you secured yourself inside the closet, there is a sudden shift throughout the entire apartment, as if something can sense that you're as ready as you'll ever be, as if you can sense that you're already ready to be hunted. A horrible chill runs down your spine as you realize that's what this game has become. This isn't a simple game of hide and seek anymore. This is being hunted by a predator as prey. It it never really mattered what you chose to hide, didn't it? As if the answer to your question, you hear a loud slam on the bedroom door. I don't know why my accent came out different. You just managed to hold back from making a startled noise as the sound. Your heart rate kicks up again, making it feel hard to breathe quietly. Hard to breathe in general. Tears fill your eyes as you cover your mouth, panting with your shaking hands. It knows. It knows. Crying with your hands over your mouth, trying to smother the choked sounds leaking out of your. You slide down the wall at the back of your closet into a heap on the floor. You flinch harshly at the sound of your door being ripped off its hinges, followed by a loud crash against the wall on the other side of the room, like the door has been blown away. The silence that follows is almost too much to bear. You, you can't. A single sob escapes through your nose. You squeeze your eyes shut in defeat at how loud it sounds in the quiet of the room. Not much point in hiding it anymore, anyways, is there? You instinctively put whatever energy you have left into listening for footsteps, even as you emotionally sit down, but you hear nothing. 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 Then something slides open the closet door. You've curled in on yourself, knees up, back curved forward, head down, mouth covered, eyes shut tight, so tight it hurts. You don't want to look. You don't want to look. But that's what it's waiting for. It won't end you without this final act of cruelty. Of making you look at it before it takes your life. So, so cruel. You just want this to be over. So, you open your eyes. You see something glaring in at you from the darkness beyond your closet door. It looks disappointed. In the moment before you draw your last breath, you almost consider apologizing for being such an unworthy prey. Guess your hiding skills were just as subpar as your seeking skills. Ending 13. Disappointing prey.
Haha, that's embarrassing. That's disappointed prey. Haha, haha, you suck.
Actually, I was
Haha,
there.
You suck. You boo.
Not gonna lie, I was there waiting to see if there was gonna be a loud noise. I was bracing myself for a loud jump scare, like you're just staring off into the dark distance, and then, whew, the boogeyman.
Yeah, I would have helped, man, but you muted my soundboard. I would have helped.
Alright, we gotta load back to the hiding places. Bedroom, bathrooms, a no. Hide in the hallway closet. Quietly slip into the hallway closet. The door wasn't closed because of the heavy box and is now blocking it after you squeezed inside. If you try to move any further, the cat might hear. That is, if it hasn't already heard you. This won't work. You need to hide somewhere else. Hurry. Hide in the hall. Just in the hall? There's nowhere to hide in the hall. Hide behind the armchair? No, that's too close. It would find me immediately. Behind the kitchen curtain. You've hidden there before, and it found you almost instantly. That won't work. Sit on the couch. Are you joking? You get the feeling the cat won't appreciate your lack of effort in any way. Like hell are you gonna get any closer to it? Stop messing around and find a place to hide.
Yeah, guys, let's take a shit in the bathroom.
Oh, it did not like that. It's going in your bedroom. You look at the door and see several more locks over it than you know you have. You peek over to the cat, and it's looking at you, but... Hold on, can I pause? No. You feel a wave of disappointment.
Okay, guys. Let's shit in the bathroom. Yay! Let's shit in the bathroom.
How disappointing. You failed. Try again. Alright, let's do the get out of the apartment. You feel a wave of disappointment practically pouring from in at you feel. It feels almost like a warning. You back away from the door and feel slowly subside, letting you breathe again. There's no getting out then. You need to hide. I wonder what would happen if we didn't continue. Well, well, we already know what happens if we hide in the closet, so let the timer run out. How disappointing. No. Alright, let's load in this spot. Do something with the cat, like what? Let's do clean the cat. Upon giving it a second look, you realize the cat isn't exactly clean. Not surprisingly, since up until you brought it home, it's been sitting in a dirty old box, in an alley full of scattered garbage, for who knows how long. You heard the cat can keep themselves clean, but maybe this is one of those times that a little human help couldn't hurt. You head to the bathroom and set things up, trying to remember how to wash a cat. You're definitely no expert, but you think the best way to get a cat to clean would be carefully. You think carefully is the way to go. Cats aren't always fond of water, so you doubt it'll be a fan of excessive amount of it. So you pick up the cat and place it gently in the sink before turning on the water. The cat is stirred, but ultimately doesn't try to run away. Nice. You leather your hands up with some soap and carefully give the cat a thorough half scrub, half massage. After a few minutes, you rinse the cat completely and gather it up in a blanket and dry it. Then you take a brush and carefully run it through the cat's fur. The cat seems like it's in heaven as you brush it. Some hairs are sticking to you, but you don't mind. In fact, quite a lot of fur sticking to you. You try to brush it away, but it won't come off. Because you're up next to your bath yourself. You You try to ignore the fur and finish the cat quickly, but more hair keeps sticking to you. Your hands, your arms. Before you realize it, they're covered in fur and it won't come off. It's thick enough that you try to just yank it off, but... Ow, what? Pain laces through you, the spot you tugged at. Upon closer inspection, you see that the hair is growing. Growing out of you. You can actually feel it now. Fur growing out of the back of your neck. Your face. Your eyes. Your tongue. It's even growing inside your throat. As you collapse and start to choke on the thickened fur in your esophagus, the cat leans up to lap at the fur growing at your forehead, grooming your hair as thoroughly as you did it for it earlier. You think it'd be sweet if you weren't currently losing air. Still, feels nice at least to be looked at after and cared for some way, even if it is just for a little while longer. The cat's careful grooming is the last thing you feel before you're no longer able to breathe. Ending 15. Self-care buddies. Okay. Uh, do something with the cat. Let's do the clean the cat, then quickly. Guess I don't like water, you think? So a quick wash would be the way to go, right? You said to do everything at once, filling the tub deep with soapy, bubbly water, warm water, and quickly dunk here, a short scrub there, and rinse and dry. The cat won't even know what hit it before everything's over. You open the door and click your tongue, beckoning a cat inside. It quickly scampers in, curious of the newly available setting. Close the door so it won't be able to run out and make a mess of the apartment. Steeling yourself, you roll up your sleeves and lift the cat up and carry it over to the tub. Your plan's already compromised as the cat starts to struggle in your hold. You probably should have held it so it could see the water. Ow! Ow, hey! It scratches at your arms. You knew it wouldn't be happy about the water, but you didn't think it'd be this irate. Still, as mad as it will be at your little while, you know this is for the best. Deep scratches in your biceps startle you, making you drop the cat into the tub. Oh yeah, you're on the shit list now. 100% on the shit list. Shoot. Kitty! The cat doesn't reemerge, hissing and yelling like you thought it would. You rush over and dunk your arms beneath the soapy surface, searching for the cat. What if you bump its head and blocked out? It would drown. But you didn't find the cat. Instead. What? What the? You watch as the water starts to darken. At first, you think was dirt from the cat and feel a little vindicted about your decision, but the water darkens further and further until it looks like you filled the tub with black ink rather than water. Even the soap bottles are translucent obsidian now. This is something not right. But as soon as you have that thought, whoa, you just felt something tugging you from under the water. You try to pull away, but your arm won't budge. Whatever it is, it pulls you closer towards the water. You try to use your free hand to release the drain plug, but when you dunk your other arm into the water without thinking, you grab too. Both hands are strained. You can't get any leverage to force yourself free. Hell! You're dragged into the murky waters of the tub. You're dragged down, and down, and down further still. Much further than it should be possible for your bathtub. You can't breathe. You think you can't see either, but as you draw your final breath, you think you see what has been pulling you down. Something resting deep, deep down below. Something waiting for you. Ending 14. Bath Hater.
I don't think bro liked the water.
I don't think you so either. Alright, now what do we have? We have the feed.
Bro took Bendy and the ink machine a little bit too seriously.
Alright, so we have other options for playing with the cat. Okay, look for some yarn. Think of my laser pointer. In every movie and cartoon involving cats that you've watched since childhood is to believe that you can deduce with almost absolute certainty that cat freaking loves yarn. Probably.
Actually, that's Cap. CAP. Cap.
You unearth some of the old of it. Oh my god! Some from an old box in the hallway closet that's filled to the with knickknacks and various abandoned hobbies. You consider just handling the ball of bright red yarn over to the cat and supervising from the side. But that would defeat the idea of playing together, wouldn't it? You cut off a decent length of string from the ball of yarn and go back to the living room. Don't look at me like that. The cat is resting on the floor. It's not asleep, but but it looks up at you and entering the living room. You feel its cold doze off right. It could doze off right then and there. You'll fix that. You smirk a little, confident with your surprise, and let the piece of yarn dangle just above the floor, pinch between your thumbs and index finger. The sudden shift in the cat's demeanor makes your heart start into a beat a little faster. Its posture was barely changed at all, but a subtle shift of their head and ears, and a slight tension in their shoulders. A sharpness in the gaze as it locks onto the yarn dangling an inch above the floor. The cat could still pass as being almost relaxed, calm, and yet the air is thick with an eagerness to lunge forward, waiting for the right moment to strike. You feel like you've just witnessed the awakening of the perfect predator. You're almost afraid what will happen once you make the first move, but it will be you who makes the first move. You take a deep breath, relax your shoulders, and. Oh my god. Yoink! The cat had lunged the instant you wiggled the yarn, but you're faster. It completely misses you as you flick your wrist, making the yarn recoil out of its reach like a terrified snake. Having overshot the landing in its eagerness, the cat stumbles and looks around as if shocked that it's failed an attack. You generously click your tongue to help reorient it. The cat whips its head around and sound. You're slightly taken aback by the intensity of its stare at the yarn, but you persist. You wiggle the yarn again, encouragingly, and yes, maybe a little tauntingly. This time, the cat anticipates the yarn upper the dodge and leaps up to swipe at it. But you're already one step ahead, puppeting the yarn dance gracefully out of the reach once more. Come on, you could do it. It's a little condescending, but you can't seem to help it. For some reason, it feels a little good knocking a feline down to a peg or two. At least it seems to be enjoying itself. You hope, anyways. You keep going. The cat's movements have gotten more aggressive. It must get. It must be getting frustrated. You could swear it nearly took a shot at your eye the last time it had jumped so high and erratically. You've been keeping the yarn in a constant motion, afraid to slow down. Your wrist is starting to get tired. The cat doesn't seem to be losing any energy though. It's like it's getting faster and faster. Mm. Your wrist finally cramps sharply, making you lose control of the yarn as it tip of it brushes lightly against your stomach. Oh. Oh, okay. This is Nayce's fault.
I agree with that. It is nice.
Pain rips low across your torso, into your torso.
It 100% was like it. The slur caused the problem. Worm.
Blood pours out of your mouth. In a daze, you look down and see red blooming slowly along the bottom of your shirt, around the tears of the fabric. Okay, FYI, this might get graphic. If it gets too detailed in what fell out, I will skip over it. You watch as a long, thick rope of something pours out from under your shirt into a bloody heap on the floor at your feet. A single red streak rope still hangs from you, connecting you to all that mess. Are those your you crumple to the ground and topple over onto your side. Your vision has gone blurry, but nah, another cat just laying there in it. You can just make out the shape of something small and a deep inky black as it walks over and inspects your. Oh god. Before it starts to giddily roll around in the mess of your bloody next to you. Darkness falls over you. The cat sounds happy. Non-cynically, you wonder what the yarn has gone, or where the yarn has gone, but there's really no need to worry about it. The cat seems content with the next best thing. Ending 11. At the end of your rope. Okay, let's play with the cat and do. List point. Cats are curious creatures by nature. They're also natural hunters, sort of. Why not pass the time by letting a cat hunt after something it'll never quite understand? The sound of that sounds a little mean when you think about it. But it's not that the cat will know anyways. Ignorance is bliss, or so they say. So you dig out your old laser pointer from your long gone dreaded days of group presentation in school. You flip it on and see if oh my god. You flip it on and see that even after all this time, the batteries still work. Get a little kick out of aiming it at the mirror hanging from the living room so it reflects off the glass, making a little red dot appear on your knee. The cat cautiously walks over, stopping every few steps to cast a look of suspicion at you. When it finally reaches you, it lightly presses the paw on your knee, like it's trying to catch the dot of red light as cautiously as possible. You manage to hold back a chuckle, not that it really matters. The cat isn't paying attention to you at all, entirely focused on the light now resting on top of its paw. You move the light a little higher above your knee. The cat reacts immediately, trying to pin the light down. But in the next second, you've already moved it to the floor. The cat jerkily follows, attempting more energetic pounce when you shift the red dot. Over here, over there, and over there. By the couch, on the couch. The cat might be ignoring you, but you're certainly enjoying yourself. It's been a while since you've laughed this much. You're laughing so much, in fact, and you accidentally shift the red dot onto the lamp beside the couch. In its haste to get to the light, the cat leaps onto the lamp, sending them both to the ground. Oh my gosh! The cat is sitting in the middle of the former lamp broken shards, back hunched and its head whipped around back and forth as if in a panic. You quickly turn off the laser pointer and rush over. I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Are you hurt? When you reach down to pick up the cat to check for any injuries when... Ow, hey! The cat swipes at you, claws extended. It backs up and twitches away, making frantic half turns in various directions, as if looking for something. Or waiting for something to appear. Ow, jeez, that really hurt, you know. You hold the hand with the scratch close to your chest. It's bleeding, but it's not too big. You're more annoyed than anything, but immediately your annoyance starts to bleed into concern. You watch in shock as the cat starts to run around, tearing at the carpet and the sofa, your armchair. As you want to stop it, but you're afraid of getting in the middle of its rampage. You consider calling a vet for advice on how to calm it down, but for some reason, if you feel like it would be no good, it wouldn't be a good idea. What happened to you? Is it your idea comes in? The idea comes to you, or rather, a realization. You grasp the laser pointer, aiming it safely away towards the floor in the middle of the living room, thinking, hoping the cat would calm down if it found what it was looking for. You turn on the laser pointer. The cat's reaction is immediate. You screwed up. In the span of mere seconds, you watch the cat spies the red dot from its perch and shredded on the shredded armchair, leaps high into the air, changes in the air, and it slams down upon the dot on the floor with its weight and forces to shake the whole apartment, maybe even the whole building. You wondered dazedly how none of the other tenants have rushed over to complain about the noise. Yet, as you stare at the sight in front of you, the cat is somehow grown in size, eyes bulging and glowing, tail thrashing, teeth enlarged, bared, and covered alarmingly in bubbled froth. Hi, Drac. Welcome in. Its giant claws rip and shred through the carpet, through the floor tiles, and even below them, ravenously trying to get at that red dot. Your hands are shaking. You don't even know what to do. You feel trapped, and you feel you have to get away. Get it away from you. You slowly back up towards the door. The light moves with you. Instinctively, you flick the light away. The way and the cat scampered after it. So fast. Smashing through the TV, breaking the couch in half. Too fast. Bulging through the wall into the hallway. A chance. You turn, intending to bolt to the door and never come back. But in your haste, you forgot something. You forgot several somethings. You forgot the laser pointer, gripped in the lifeline of your hand. You forgot the mirror, still miraculously hanging in the wall next to the hallway. The laser reflects off of it, pointing a small glowing red dot on the back of your head. As you reach the door, you forgot that it's locked. You don't even have a chance to turn around before the cat lunges at you, all the way across the room at you.
Lightning speed.
You're torn to shreds before you can even blink. Ending 12. Targeted. Alright, well, did all the play, so time to feed. That's the only category we haven't touched. Oh, hello, Sans. Nothing much, nothing much. Just, playing a spooky game.
Eric, is that you, Eric?
No, no.
Eric, Eric.
The cat looks hungry. Oh my god. I think I've talked so much that my brain's trying to mix words together. The cat looks hungry, so you decide to feed it. You're getting that stuff.
Yeah, trying.
Brother, I swear to God.
No.
You regret not stopping at the store for food earlier, as you don't have much left. Grocery shopping day is tomorrow after all. You head to the kitchen and click your
What
tongue.
else is grocery tomorrow?
What?
Goo goo gaga.
Okay, you make no sense. Oh, okay, brother. You head to the kitchen and click your tongue, ensuring the cat follows you after you. It leaps nimbly onto the kitchen counter and watches you search for meal options. Let's see. You find some things you expect. A can of tuna in the pantry, some leftover meatloaf in the fridge, and... Huh? What's that? You realize there's a tightly sealed Tupperware at the bottom shelf of the fridge. You don't recognize it. A foul odor is leaking from the container. Whatever's inside can't be safe for human consumption. Ah, but the cat seems excited about it, practically salivating over it. Still, you're the caretaker here. You're the one who needs to decide whether what's best to feed a hungry cat. So you'll feed it.
The mystery food. Mystery food.
Mystery food. Is this really a good idea? Ugh, fine. I guess if this is what you want, you open the container up and ugh, barely manage to keep up from throwing. You keep from throwing up, but just
Why you look
barely.
like why why it look like you got maggots in it, bro?
The stench is overwhelming.
Yeah,
Ugh.
that's like mine. Gulp? That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, give me a moment. You you hazard a look. What? That makes no sense. You hazard a look at the contents of the container, but you honestly can't understand what you're supposed to be looking at. Everything is
Word back
just
in your chat.
mashed together. What exactly everything consists of is mystery. You're more you're more than happy to keep unsolved. Different shapes, different sizes, different textures. Not the color though.
Ew.
All the colors are the
Ew.
same color. They all look different. What do you mean? There's brown and there's some yellow and green.
Well, actually, it's red and dark red. So they're just red variants.
What the fuck is the green on top then?
The stench, stupid. Or mold.
Let's go with mold. The most unfortunate looking shade of gray you've ever seen. So it's gray.
No. No, it's
Tinted with a
no, it's
nauseating
not.
wet green film over the top. So there's green, but that's
Alright, bro.
gray.
Alright, bro.
Yeah, I would. Am I supposed to warm it up, or you don't really know how to serve
Nah,
it?
you give it cold. You give it cold.
Any
Give it to it
utensils
cold.
or plate that touches it gets thrown out immediately. No exceptions. Your hands are going to be scrubbed with soap and hot water to within an inch of their lives after this. You decide against putting this crap in the microwave. You doubt it would taste or smell any better after warm. Not wanting to hold it anymore, you shake your head and practically toss it to the counter next to the cat in the counter. The cat enthusiastically dives for the toxic looking sludge, sniffing at it and savoring the scent. You turn to the fridge to close it. You've lost your appetite. You're about.
Brother, it's you. It's you.
Shut up! You're about to head to the bathroom to wash your hands for the next hour or so when. What? It, it, it's a cat biting us? We gave it food! Ow! A sharp pain in your foot causes you to stumble. You catch yourself on the kitchen sink and look down to see that the tip of your sock is red. And the red is still slowly spreading to the rest of your sock. Wait, hold on. If the cat ate part of the whatever mystery meat that is, what if every bite the cat takes of the Tupperware, a part of our body
Oh.
disappears?
Oh, it's like you,
Shut
brother.
the
You're
fuck
so.
up! You would know about parasites.
Wow. 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 You're accusing me? Wow.
Don't
I
you
don't
like?
know
I guess
anything about
so. I guess fresh is off the table then.
You like the same character!
All
You like the same character!
right, let's see if my prediction is right.
I'm just staring at your PNG, and all I'm seeing is
Bald.
No, not even bald. It's just. it-
You look so out of place in this whole setting. You're here in
uh,
like the brightest fucking area, and you're like gray.
I'm. Excuse me. I'm black.
Oh, and they say thinks that you're their favorite.
um, I don't consent. Stabby's my favorite prisoner.
Are you bleeding? You quickly reach down and pull off your sock to see the damage. I knew it! Your middle toe
I think
is
Bro's toe is a little
gone.
bit gone.
It's just gone.
I don't like. I don't think I like the feet picture though, bro. You really don't consent to this.
Just a stump is left in its place, steadily leaking blood onto the floor. Uh, you clumsily step back and wait. Clumsily step back as if it would help you get away from what we are seeing. The blood trail simply follows your movements. 911. You have to call 911. Phone. Where's the? Wash. Your tongue is was. What's happening to me? I was right. I was
I don't
right.
think I consent to the noises, man. Such sci
You slowly look over to find the cat still eating, completely unbothered by your suffering. Nothing bothering to try to stop the blood from dripping from your mouth. You keep watching in a daze. The cat happily chews the gross piece of. Wait, that's. You look more closely at the mystery food in the cat's jaws. It looks very familiar. It looks like a tongue. Uh, Before you can even think of doing anything to stop it, the cat dives into the container again and bites into a piece that looks like. I didn't even get to read all that. You collapse to the floor, clutching your torso. You writhe in pain and the blood seeks tile, crying. Something. Something inside you just. Blood pours out from deep within you. Whatever that was felt important. And now it's probably gone. It
I
hurts.
think Red took Rose wee
Torso, not pelvis.
Your genitals get too.
Bro, torso, not brain. God.
Same thing.
No! It hurts so much. Stop, please. You weakly try to reach up to the cat and counter above you. Your vision blurs from the effort, from the pain, from your tears, from. Speaking of cats. Hello, baby. Hello. Are you gonna eat some mysterious meat and kill me too? Kitty. Kitty. Your eyes. Your eyes. You fall limply back to the floor, your leaking body all over, from all over. Your foot, your mouth, your insides, your eye sockets. You can feel your life fading away too. That's fine. That's fine. If it means not feeling the pain of losing another part of you, then hopefully the cat will take its time eating your eyeballs. Give you time to just. Ending 10. You are what you eat.
That's crazy.
Meatloaf. You get the feeling the cat won't be too
Ew.
impressed with anything that comes out of a can, and you're not gonna feed whatever the heck that toxic looking sludge is. So it's settled. A tuna sandwich for you and a leftover meatloaf for the feline guest. Ignoring the cat's disappointed meows as you put the weird container back into the fridge and to dispose of later. You warm up the meatloaf into the microwave. You pl- You place the now warm meatloaf on a saucer next to the cat on the counter. You don't think you should be encouraging it to eat up there, but you figure it will make up for electing not the feed for the toxic goop it wanted. Pickles is gonna be the next EXE added on outcome memories, right? Bro, Pickles is on a new level. I'm sorry. The cat looks like it finds the meatloaf interesting. Works for you. Eat up, kitty. As the cat digs into its meal, you go about searching for some bread for your tuna sandwich. You're so distracted by searching that you only just barely hear. Hmm? You turn around to see the meatloaf has only one, maybe two bites taken out of it, but more alarmingly, there seems to be a red trail of something leading away from where the cat had been sitting, and off the edge of the counter towards the living room. No, my carpet! Is is that blood? No, it's meat. You do not understand that it ate from meatloaf, so it's gotta be the meatloaf sauce. You jump at the strange sound coming from around the corner, further into your apartment. You attempt to still your nerves. Take a deep breath, you walk around the counter and head into the living room. Huh? You step into something warm and wet and red. You resist the urge to vomit and step away from the trail of you follow the trail into the living room and see it leads into the hall. It's getting louder. It's definitely in the hall. You feel like you can hear your heartbeat. You hope whatever is in the hall can't. Your body shakes as you feel yourself step forward and forward and forward and forward. You peek around the corner. Nothing. There's nothing there. What? You walk further into the hall and see that the trail leads into the wall and down the end of it. But there's nothing there. You don't quite feel relief, but at least you feel something wet and warm drip onto your cheek. Something very warm. You swipe your shaking hand across it and pull it back to see your fingers covered in something. Is meatloaf toxic to pickles? Like is that what I'm hearing? You look up. You see what you can only describe as meat. Um. Okay.
I don't think I don't I don't think bro likes
I
meatloaf.
don't think they like the meatloaf. Bro, tweaking out.
um I don't think bro's feeling anymore. Bro meaning.
bro, Kitty, I know that my cooking's not the best, but this is rude. You're big dramatic. The entire ceiling of the hallway is covered in a thick, undulating, withering layer of pulsating meat.
No, if Labby was watching this, they would probably throw up.
I know, I really hope Levy doesn't come in here. At its center,
Screw no, don't get summoned.
at, the, at its center, a single glowing eyeball frantically rolling around in every direction until it lay squarely on you. Hey, don't get angry at me. You should have like not ate it if you didn't like it.
Bro, you gave it to him.
Look, he ate
Bro,
two
you're
bites and
destroying
then fucking spazzed out. It is not my fault. You try to step back, desperately to escape the hallway, to escape this thing, but hey! It's not gonna be this type of movie.
Wait. Oh, yeah. You did not did all
Before you can even scream, meaty tendrils shoot out and grab you. No! Let me go!
Yo, it's me, but weird.
They pull you
On
up
the car.
and up.
Bro.
Oh! Into a pair of slowly opening jaws. And then. I was not the meatloaf cat. I may be made of meat, but I sure as hell ain't no loaf. Who at me?
I mean, that's what I heard.
Oh, sneak peeks. What's in the sneak? That was the worst fucking sneak peek. Wait, hold on. Uh, what is this? Okay, it's just the music. Okay. Anyways, ending 9. Leftovers. Okay, tuna.
Hold on. I have to go back to that meat thing, bro. It's so funny for no reason.
That wasn't funny.
It's just the eye. The eye's getting me. I don't think bro's mewing anymore. Bro's meeting.
Bro, shut up. You've already said that.
Oh, I don't think bro's mewing anymore. I think bro's meeting. Bro's meeting out.
Cats like fish, right? Shrugging, you take out the tuna for the cat and the meatloaf for yourself. You put the frankly ominous container back in the fridge, and the cat looks a little disappointed. Tough.
Brother,
What? What?
I think your cooking sucks, bro. You need to
Shut the
throw
fuck
that meatloaf
up!
out
Shut the
too.
fuck up! Now I'm gonna eat my meatloaf. I like it. You'll need to dispose of
Oh,
that weird whatever it is later. You open the tuna and spoon it out onto a small saucer. You put the saucer on the kitchen counter next to the cat. You don't think you should be encouraging it to eat a plate there, but you figure it'll electing not to feed the toxic goop or whatever. Finds the tuna acceptable. You'll take it. Eat up, kitty. As the cat digs into the meal, you go about heating up the meatloaf in the microwave. While sitting on
don't feed what? Don't feed no meatloaf to that thing, fool.
Bro, I
That
swear to
thing is
God, if it freaks out over eating tuna as well, I'm gonna piss myself.
Bro's gonna be spawning in the bathtub next. Bro's not gonna be new and bro's gonna be blubbing.
Fuck. While setting the
Something
time, you
smells a little
hear,
fishy.
hmm? You're trying to see the plate is completely empty. Whoa, that was quick. You need to pace yourself. Why is it a human hiccup? I don't like that. What the? Oh my God! It is blubbing. You watch, baffled. The cat continues to hiccup, causing little bubbles to float out of its mouth. Okay, that's okay. You can you can process this. Is that completely out of the realm of the possibilities, right? Right? But it's not to think too hard about it.
A fish chat.
Soon
Comment
enough,
down below.
the room is full of
Will it
floating
throw up a
bubbles.
fish? Or will the bubbles explode?
The cat releases a final tiny bubble before yawning and laying down right there on the counter. Well, glad you enjoyed it. The bubbles haven't left the room or popped. They seem to be pretty resilient. I bet if they touch her skin, we get like a bit of that part just gone, evaporated. Like if they
Yeah,
land on
because
the
it's
skin.
probably acid.
Yeah. Like we'll just have like a perfect hole in the arm.
Alright, bro. Acid's not that strong,
Wait,
bro.
what?
especially,
What's that?
especially.
As one of the bubbles float closer to you, you see that there's actually something inside of it. A little fish in the bubble. It's tiny, furry, a furry fish. Fish? This is just getting weirder and weirder. Still, you can't help but marvel at the impossible wonders in front of you. You lift your hand. Why, you dumbass? I would grab a broom and smack it.
Imagine if it was a piranha.
You don't
Piranha.
You extend a finger towards the bubble, carefully pressing against the surface. Oh! The little fish inside lashes out viciously, sinking tiny things into your finger. It doesn't really hurt that much, but at first, but then... ow! What? Pain starts to climb from your finger to the rest of your hand, past your wrist. Could this be some kind of venom? You fling your arm around in attempts to dislodge the fish, but you pop more in bubbles, I assume. Gah! You accidentally knocked your arm into several other bubbles floating around. More tiny, ravenous fish latching onto your flesh. You stumble back in the pain and sudden about dizziness, only to bump into more bubbles. More fish digging their teeth into your back. Gah. It hurts. You're getting dizzy.
Just smash your back against the wall. It's that easy.
You got to get out. You deliriously try to stumble out of the kitchen, but the entire room is filled with with the deadly bubbles. By the time you collapse to the ground, you are absolutely covered in tiny, angry, bitey fish. Your legs, your torso,
Just either
your
hit
arms,
a wall
your
a
face.
dozen times. Either that or get a big hug from my brother. Because they're big.
Shut up! The pain is
And they weigh a
unbearable.
lot.
Shut up!
And they kill the fish.
Shut up! You can
Fish.
you can feel it in your skin, and in your teeth, in your eyes, in your hair, and it's so consuming that you can't even feel yourself convulsing or crying. You don't black out. Your eyes are still rolling up into your skull when you gasp out your last breath. Ending 8. Fish out of water. Okay, so we have do something alone. Like what? So clean the apartment, watch a movie, take a nap. Okay, so we have. We'll take nap last. So let's clean the apartment. You decide that even if it's your day off, that doesn't mean you should be completely unproductive. You know you have a guest and all, but you really shouldn't put off your chores. Best to get them done while you're in the mood to do so. So far, so for now, you get dressed, roll up your sleeves, and get to work on cleaning the apartment. At least, you try to. You sweep the living room. You wipe the kitchen counter. You Okay, you don't make your bed, but who actually does that anyway? Still, you notice that no matter how much you clean up, you keep finding more mess than you when you started. You peek over at the cat. You suspect that it might be the culprit behind the mystery, but every time you rush to check on it or catch it in the act, you always find it napping in the living room. You keep cleaning, but the cat, or something, keeps leaving more and more mess in its wake. Keep cleaning. You keep cleaning, but there's just more mess. And more. And more. When you finally stop and look around you. You don't even recognize your home anymore. There's piles of junk everywhere. Do you even own this much stuff? You don't remember even buying or receiving most of it. The piles tower over you. You feel claustrophobic. The stench of garbage is overwhelming, despite your hands feeling raw from the cleaner fluid that you've been using. You are so burned from the bleach. You need some air. You need to get out of here. You're a crash as to see your teacup you certain you don't own smashed to the floor. You look up to see the cat perched in a teetering pile of china and the kitchen appliances. It carefully nudges another teacup from the pile, sending it churning to the ground. But you don't even flinch as it shatters. Instead, you start to chuckle. Suddenly, you're laughing. It's so hilarious. That tears start to run down your face. I knew it was you. You did this, didn't you? You pick up the largest piece of ceramic from the broken teacup. Didn't you? And throw it at the cat. The cat dodges it by leaping off the pile. Pile sways. It sways. It's falling. It's falling towards you. You can't move. You're buried. The pile fell on top of you. Broken shards of fine china and sharp utensils are piercing your skin, your organs. Your bones feel loose and limp, crushed under heavy appliances. Warm liquid pools underneath you, with the last of your strength.
That's you when you're hugging me, brother.
Shut the fuck up! Listen as your cat pads over to you before laying down and purring sleepily. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Ending 1. A not so clean getaway. Catch the cat next. How are you supposed to finish cleaning if the little imp is making a menace of itself? No, you know the cat's the culprits. You consider locking it up in the bathroom or at least until you clean the rest of the apartment. But if it just doesn't seem fair when you don't actually have any proof. You need to investigate this further. You need proof. Not just for the sake of your sanity, but more importantly for the sake of cleanliness. You start to clean again and peek behind you, catching mere glimpses of a paw here or a tail there. But as with earlier, when you rushed back to the living room, the cat was still sleeping. Okay, you wanna play, cat? Then let's play. This time you decide to lay a trap, one one your feline friend won't be able to resist. You tackle the kitchen island counter and give it the works. It's glistening by the time you're done. It's so clean, you drop kicked anyone who even thought of eating off of it. The perfect trap for your little cleaning saboteur. You whistle innocently as you exit the room and hide around the corner of the entry, the hall. From the angle you're at, you have the perfect view of the cat and island counter. There's no way you won't catch the culprit and act now. If it really isn't the cat, maybe you'll give it the treat as an apology for suspicion. But as you deliberate if you should stop by the grocery store for to get some fish, the cat starts to shift. Its back was rising and falling evenly moments ago. Is, is it now rippling in small tremors like an agitated wave of Black Sea? Didn't know the cat had a tumor. It's shuddering. I don't like this sound. It's bubbling. Oh, it's bulging. What? What the hell? You keep in this belief as another cat bursts out of its still sleeping feline you take it home with you. You're fairly certain that's not the cat that that's how you're fairly certain that's not how cats give birth. But more importantly, you watch cat number 2 shake itself off before leaping up onto the counter, rolling around on top of it, leaving fur and grime in its wake. Hmm. Probably should have given it a bath earlier. You feel like your mind is lagging behind the reality of the discovery you just made. But you don't seem capable of thinking beyond smaller observation. For example, though the hows and whys of what you're witnessing eludes you, the more pertinent question that strikes you is that if the original cat is still sleeping, and the clone cat is busy yet making another mess, then where are the other clones? Oh. Suddenly, the two cats look directly at you in a perfect unison. Their eyes pin you to the spot with their intensity. But you realize with a familiar sinking feeling of being watched from behind. that they're not the only ones looking at you. You slowly turn around. Packed in a hall behind you, from the floor to the ceiling, is a living, breathing, writhing wall of cats, of clones, all piled to the top of each other. The glowing golden eyes of every cat in the undulating wall of pure black fur, every single eye is trained on you. Out of fear and sheer desperate need to distance yourself from the blight of the reality and order, you take a single step back, and in response, the wall just breaks. The cats all stampede over you. It'd be kind of cute if their paws weren't holding claws like sharp knives. You try to protect yourself, but there's too many of them. Blood leaks steadily from your scratches. You feel dizzy. With what little strength you have, you turn your head to watch as the other cats tear through the carpet and upholstery, knock over vases and dishes and lamps, claws at the walls. It's going to take forever to clean this up, you think. Maybe you'll tackle again later, right after you take a short nap. With an annoyed sigh, you breathe your last breath. Ending 2, double treble. Damn! Watch a movie. You're not tired enough for a nap, but you're not too lazy to get started with any of your chores. Oh, but you're too lazy to get started with any of your chores. So you decide to watch a movie. You get dressed in your favorite pajamas, make some popcorn with an obscene amount of butter, and over to your armchair. Only to discover that your cat is already napping on it. You fret a little thought. Your couch isn't the best angle for the optimal TV viewing pleasure, and you don't feel like pushing it around and having to put it back later. The only options you have left are to sit on the floor or to move the cat and reclaim your throne. You decide to sit on the floor. The cat is the guest after all. You pride yourself at being a good host for if nothing else. Well, at least you would if you'd ever have any guests over before. You grab a blanket and some pillows and make a comfy nest in front of the chair. You pop a random movie from the collection and can tell instantly that this is one of your favorite horror films. You've seen it a few times already, but it never fails to get your blood pumping. A few minutes in, and you're already invested, getting reacquainted with the story and characters. The scares won't come until later on, but for some reason you feel like something's watching you from behind. You know it's probably nothing, but you feel compelled to check anyways. Peek over your shoulder. Only to jump out of your skin, jolting a few pieces of popcorn of the bowl in your lap. The cat is awake and looking at you. Sigh. You take a calming breath, recovering from your heart nearly lurching out of your chest, and immediately feel foolish. It was just a cat, of course. It was so quiet you'd forgotten it was right behind you. Even though this is the whole reason you're sitting on the floor in the first place. You shakily pick up the remote, intending to rewind some of the parts you missed. However, as soon as you press the rewind button, the TV shuts off. You blink confused. Nothing else turned off. The kitchen's dim lights was still on. The digital clock was still glowing, and the movie player was still rewinding. The power clearly didn't go off, so why? You feel a chill run down your spine as you catch the cat's reflection in the dark TV screen. It's still looking at you. Cats stare, silly. It's kind of their thing, right? And a new addition to his life. Of course you're gonna study. I'm so sorry. Of course it's gonna study you closely to see what if you're trustworthy. As you've mentally reassured yourself, you turn your TV back on. What? TV's on, but the movie isn't playing on screen. It's it's you. You watch yourself from on screen to see your brow furrowed and tandem. I don't look like us. Not gonna lie. Looks like the cat. It's like footage of you in real time, like you're being recorded. You feel a familiar sensation of your mind focusing on small details to avoid a bigger picture of the current situation. Avoiding the question of how this is happening, of who or what's it's doing, and why. Suddenly, you merge yourself. Wait, your mirrored self smiles and waves at you, all on its own. You don't wave back, too stunned to move. Then you, on the screen, doesn't seem to mind though. The you on the screen doesn't mean to sound. It then stands up and it walks out of frame. And sorry, a terrified yell rips out of your mouth before you can think to stifle it. On screen, in the chair, is the cat. But it's wrong. Become a large, swollen mass of black fur. Its switching pulse, rhythmical with its slow, almost methodical breath. Its mouth is yawning entrance to a black abyss, framed by a set of teeth that look very, very sharp. Glowing eyes bulge over its body. It's still looking at you. It doesn't even acknowledge your over-screen persona as they walk back into frame and pet it almost lovingly. Then, you inside the TV touch one of the cat's fangs. You flinch at the sudden sharp pain in your palm. You look down and sure enough, your hand is bleeding. You're not particularly afraid of blood, but for some reason, the sight of it leaking out of your sends another chill down your spine. I thought clear and terrible flashes across your mind. It's not just a mutated cat in the TV watching you. What? Is it? Don't look behind you, don't look behind you, don't look behind you, don't look behind you. Don't look behind you. You watch helplessly as your on-screen self smiles and nods at you, almost encouragingly. They stand in front of you, the cat gaping jaws. They look into the dark depths. And as you're torn between a horrifying realization of what's about to happen and the gripping wonder of what they see looking back at them from the deep, deep darkness. They jump in. Darkness is suddenly present all around you, pressing in, holding you down, and yet somehow you feel weightless. You can't tell if you're falling, but it doesn't feel like you're laying down or standing either. You feel warm. You feel cold. You feel everything. You feel nothing. You feel nothing. Ending 3. Silent film. Hey, 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 hey. I was gonna load something. Why the eyes all stare at me now? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I was just so tired of everything. Not you. Never you. But I couldn't be the person you deserve. Couldn't ever hope to be. You were so amazing. Smart and talented and independent. You shined. But in comparison, I Damn it. So stupid. So worthless. But when it approached me, it didn't tell me it wanted me. It needed me. Maybe that's what I wanted all along. Wanting could be so fleeting, but to be needed, there was nothing I wouldn't give to have someone tell me that I mattered to them, that they needed me. You're walking. Right, of course. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out, and you're actually glad you did. The weather is absolutely perfect today. It's a good sign, right? Maybe your luck is finally starting to turn around. You tentatively allow yourself to feel excited for the possibilities where you can go on or what you could do. Maybe even who you could meet. You're so deep in your thought you almost miss it. Huh? What was that? Curiously, guiding your steps, you follow the sound of the entrance of a lonely hallway. The sunlight only just manages to reach down to between the tall buildings on either side. You timidly enter the alleyway and walk forward and lose gravel and scattered debris on the ground softening your steps. Finally, the sound source comes into view in the warm, almost ethereal light in the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box, is a cat. Huh, could have guessed that could have been obvious. It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea and the black fur. It puts its front paws on the edge of the box and looks up at you. So, you look so familiar, right? Then again, it's a cat. Not many different ways the standard black cat to look, after all. This one sure is cutie, though. Just look. It's not glaring at you or hissing at you to get for getting this close to other strays, like other strays have. It's just sitting there patiently, waiting for you to do something. Sadly, as cute as the cat is, you'd never take this thing home with you. You just can't take this home with you. You're responsible. You're a responsible adult. You are, with rent bills to pay for, not to mention you need to buy food to survive too. There's no way you can care for a cat long term, right? You can barely afford little outings on your day off. What to do? Brother, what did you send me? Why the hell is it just. I don't think we'd ever hike. Not gonna lie. But come on. Okay, who sent me a friend request? Huh, an AI image for a profile picture. Mutual servers? Yeah, no thank you. Alright, Okay, leave cat, feed cat, play with cat on second thought. Let's leave cat. You don't think it's a good idea to get the cat's hope up for having someone to look after if you're not willing to commit. What if it gets attached to you and somehow tracks you down and back to your home? Hey, I saw that! Sorry, see you around, I guess. Stand up and the cat watches your every move. You make it halfway to the alleyway when the cat meows almost pitifully at you.
Sorry, brother. What'd you say?
Huh?
What did you say, brother?
I've been just talking to, about
Did I?
reading the game. Let's ignore it. No, nope. You need to nip this in the butt, and you get on with your day. It's what's the best for both of you. You leave the alleyway and continue on your way. Wait, what was I doing? In all the excitement of dealing with your furry dilemma, you'd forgotten you'd still haven't decided what you were going to do for the day off. I think I'll... go watch a movie. It's been a while since a film came out that was looking interesting enough to drag yourself to the movie theater, but there's a showing of one such film at an old theater. The movie was a little too niche to be picked up by a new cinema that one opened right across the street. That's okay though. You're not exactly a fan of crowds, and nothing ruins the experience of watching a new movie for more than a noisy audience. Go to the old theater. You eagerly buy your ticket from a kind old man in the booth and head inside. And a barren of any traces of other people and decor looks like it hasn't changed since the 80s, maybe even the 70s. But it's what you were counting on. Consider buying some popcorn, but can't help but be concerned that everything at the concession stand might be expired. You move on and walk through the halls, finally locating the theater designated for the ticket stub. As expected, the theater your movie will be playing in is completely empty. Perfect. You pick a spot right in the middle and even counting the seats and considering the gap on the staircase. As you settle in, the dim lights fade away, leaving the room pitch black for a few seconds. Before the screen flickers back on, no commercial or trailer pops up, just the movie begins. Pleased, you shrug and let yourself get immersed in the opening scene. But just as you're getting into the premise, the door opens behind you, momentarily casting light into the room and ruining the atmosphere. You hold in a frustrated sigh. It's a public establishment after all. The place can't exactly afford to stay open if you're the only customer. You try to refocus on the movie, but the sense of a new person slowly shifting around the theater before heading in a general direction. What? Bro. Sitting right in front of us? Bro, you're a massive dick for doing that. You gape in utter disbelief as the stranger shuffles down in the aisle and only to sit right in front of you. What an asshole. My goodness. There's no one else here and plenty of places to sit. The stranger is also unusually tall. Even the stadium-like arrangement of the seats being on the somewhat steep incline, there's completely blocking your view. Move to another side. You don't want to risk escalating the situation any further. The whole thing is already making you uneasy. Why would you choose to sit right in front of you? Surely they know you would be able to see past them. Shaking your head with a passive-aggressive scoff in the stranger's direction, you recklessly pick another less perfect seat in the theater. But you settle down and you see the stranger get up, only to once again sit down directly in front of you. You look around somewhat helplessly as you wait for someone to suddenly agree with you that this odd about how odd this is, or at least inform you that this is an elaborate prank. But there's no one else here. It's just you. Like that's just how you've always liked it. But you can't help but think maybe it would be nice to have someone else here if it meant being alone with this jerk. It meant not being alone with this jerk. You move again, and again they sit right in front of you. You're so annoyed and a little humiliated. Are they getting a kick out of this or something? You wasted enough time with this jerk and you don't even know what's going on in the movie anymore. You hate confrontation. You can already feel the palms starting to sweat in the idea of it. The throat's closed up and your body's starting to shake. But you paid for this ticket. You've wanted to watch this movie for ages. And now this total stranger has ruined the entire experience for you. You're all alone in this theater. There's no one else who will help you if something goes wrong. But you're angry enough that you ignore the signs of your body begging you to put as much distance as you can between yourself and the stranger. You stand up, even standing in higher up the incline, the stranger is still at least a head taller than you. The movie continues to play in the background, but you feel a hush. If you, oh my god, but you feel as if a hush immediately follows heavily over the theater at your movement, as if you can sense the stranger anticipating what you plan to do next. You square your shoulders and force a little bass in your voice. Hey! The effort makes your words come out more harshly than you intended, like like a sudden vicious bark. But you figure they deserved it anyways. You're being a real jerk, you know what? Fuck, you know that? Just what are you playing at, huh? Are you trying to piss me off? The silence that follows your words is deafening. So much so that you glance at the screen only to find that the movie has paused. Your attention is ripped back to the stranger in front of you as it shifts slightly. Like a small animal trying to desperately to anticipate the moves of the predator. You don't move an inch. You don't look away. You don't even dare blink. Instead of your eyes widen as the person's head turns, then turns some more, and turns more beyond what should be possible for neck bones cracking to face you directly. Ah, you can't move. Wide glowing eyes rest above a wider grinning mouth gazing down at you. The stranger opens their mouth, and what comes out is something impossible to comprehend. Okay, didn't have to like mess with your voice changer just to say nya. What are you some like Neko in disguise? Is that do you have ears under those hat and then under that hat? The voice is endlessly deep and creaking in a weighty door, foreboding and oddly melancholic, alluring. But it also snaps you out of your terrified trance, and before you know it, you're already out the door. You run through the hallways and empty theater, heading for the exit. Hit! You feel something watching you from behind, but you're too afraid to look. The exit now in sight. You sprint forward and burst through the doors. You look frantically for the spot the crowded cinema across the street. People, that's what you need. Safety in numbers, after all. Without thinking, you rush to the street when a sinking sensation crawls down your spine, compelling you to look behind you. Don't look behind you. Despite your resistance, you feel your head turn back to look on its own accord, while in the middle of the street. a glimpse of the grotesque looking person standing behind the glass door in the old theater, watching you intently, cradling something in their arms, something familiar. But honk honk. Okay. A glimpse is all you get. A truck speeds forward and crashes into your body. You're killed on impact. Your body splattered across the road and crashed further underneath the heavy tires. Ending 16. Poor screening arrangement. I'll do that in a moment. I still gotta do the last of this. Take a nap. You're a little tired from the events of the day. Making life-changing choices like committing to the responsibility of carrying another living creature really wears you out. You definitely could use a nap. You head to your room and get dressed in your pajamas before deciding to grab a glass of water from the kitchen. You head back to your bedroom, ready for a much-needed sleep. Whoa. Only for your cat to race past you through the open door and jump into the middle of the bed. It takes its time kneading on the sheets before settling down and closing its eyes. Well, that was fast. You frown thoroughly. Now that now that your mind's on it, you find yourself really craving a nap in your own bed. There's no way you're setting for sleeping on the couch, certainly not in the armchair, which means you should sleep next to the cat. You shrug with a what's the harm in sharing the bed, right? You both have a long day after all. You try to carefully avoid rustling the cat as you lay down, but it merely scoots over and curls up against you anyways. You smile. Sweet dreams. Hmm? You feel like you slept a long time. You feel a warm weight on your back, but you don't see it. Oh, mystery solved then. You feel comfortable? Consider getting up. But as soon as a thought enters your head, your mind fills with static and a deep sense of disapproval. Not yet then. Okay. The cat jostles by your attempts at movement, kneads painfully on your back before settling down again and falling back asleep. You fall back asleep into slumber too. It's night. You want to get up. Mm. Claws digging your back is like a warning. Tomorrow then, right? It's morning. You'll be late for work. The cat doesn't budge. You don't even try to get up this time. Close your eyes and drift back to sleep. It's the next day. Since the last several days. Or has it been weeks? Or longer? You're not quite sure. You're hungry. You know how long it's been lying down. You feel sore on your back, but also on your stomach, your arms, your face, everywhere. You can't remember the last meal, the last time you drank anything, even sleeping all this time. But you feel exhausted, more tired than you think you've ever felt in your life. It feels like a giant hand is pressing on your bed, pressing you into the bed. You can't remember the last time you even considered moving, but something you know that needs you to go back to sleep anyways. Everything will be fine if you just go back to sleep. You think you're hallucinating when your cat finally stirs. It stresses lingually before hopping off your back. You hear its feet padding through the still open bedroom door. Its steps fade into the hall. You don't open your eyes. You don't move. You're afraid you don't remember how. You're afraid that the static will return if you try. But you eventually do try. You try to pop yourself up in your arm. It's thinner than you have ever seen it. Thinner than you think it should be possible. The arm snaps under the weight of your body and crumples into the dust on bed sheet. Damn! The body doesn't hurt in the slightest. as if your nerves have dried up and become useless as, well, as useless as you feel in general. Just how long have you been laying in bed? You don't have much time to think about it. Your failed attempt at sitting up straight, you tumble over to your side of the bed like a rag doll. But you think you're probably closer to being a ceramic doll, as your body shatters instantly upon impact with the floor. Your head rolls to the floor, letting letting you watch as the rest of your strewn body parts crack and crumble, and turns to a broken ruin as your consciousness begins to fade. The cat strolls into view, poking and probing the remains of your brittle limbs. Bad kitty, you try to say. But you think your jaw might have snapped off earlier as well. Almost as if as in sensation to your attention, the cat walks over to you. Well, your head at least. And with the watch of your final conscious seconds as it lays down, curling its body around you. It feels warm. Well, maybe another nap couldn't hurt. Ending 6. Just a cat nap. Alright, load. Let's go back to reclaim the throne. You square your shoulders. Sorry, kitty, but that's my spot. You pick up the cat and place it on the floor. It's clearly upset with you when you try to pet it as an apology, but it dodges your hand and scampers away. You shrug and put on a random movie before nestling into your chair. It's a horror film that you loved to heckle from the beginning to the end. Sorry, I had to drink something. I've been talking so long. Alright. It's some horror film that you love to heckle from the beginning to end. Nothing but an endless stirring of pointless jump scares. Do the writers not know the meaning of the word subtle? What was that? Was that the bathroom? The cat must have gotten into the medicine cabinet or knocked something over. Clim- clum- Calming your thundering heart with a deep breath, you pause the movie and get up to investigate. Whoa. The cat dashes between your legs from the hall, fleeing the scene, only making you look guiltier than you know. Oh, fleeing the scene only makes you feel look guilty, you know. You're even more reluctant to see the damage now. You just want to relax and watch your bad horror movie. You go into the bathroom and turn on the light. Just as you thought, all the stuff in your medicine cabinet is scattered on the tiles. You sigh. At least none of it looks broken or damaged. You crash down and pick up everything. Click. Huh? Did the door just close? Did you bump into it when you crouched down, or... Well, at least the cat can't come in and make more mess anyway. The lights? Didn't you just replace the bulbs? They weren't faulty, were they? Never remembered to hold on to the receipts of this situation like these. You doubt you'll be able to get your money back. You stand up. You shake out the pain in your knees from crouching and open the medicine cabinet. Carefully, you place everything back where they belong to making sure nothing is missing. You close the cabinet door. Oh. You jump back, slamming against the wall, covering your mouth. You look back at the mirror and the medicine cabinet door to see nothing. Nothing? But what the hell? Something was there. You know you just saw something just now. You know you did, right? You saw something. You definitely saw something. Oh. You rush out to the bathroom and slam the door behind you without looking. You're through the hall and no. No, 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 no. You showed yourself with your arms and nothing. Nothing again. You peek through your fingers and see your usual hallway. You you don't feel very good. You need to sit down. Carefully make your way back to your dark living room, trying not to overwhelm your senses any more than you already have. Maybe you should watch something a little more lighthearted. Or maybe just go lie down instead. You don't know. It's a little hard to think. You just need to sit down. Stumbling forward, you reach for the chair. But it's nothing. At all. Just the cat, sitting back in your chair again, looking up at you carelessly. But it's enough. Your alerts so harshly out of mixture of fear and anticipation that it completely gives out. Your eyes roll to the back of your skull, and you feel yourself falling back. You're dead before you even hit the ground. Ending 4. Ending 4. Real supple. Hook on. Okay, so that doesn't matter. Alright, I've done everything right. Move the cat. You tentatively nudge the cat in an attempt to make it move on its own. It doesn't budge in the slightest. Keep trying. This is your bed. You push it a little more firmly this time. The cat sounds annoyed with you. Again, you must sleep in your own bed. The cat opens its eyes and slides looks back at you. Is its voice a little deeper than before? Move the cat. You move forward, ready to show your. You're thrown back by some invisible force and crash into the dresser, falling to the ground. Wind knocked out of you. You looked up in the daze. You. You don't quite comprehend what you're saying. A strong, swirling wind was picked up, thrown itself all over the place, as if a miniature hurricane had just taken form in your room. And right there in the center of it all is the cat, hovering in the air above the bed, its eyes open, glowing like molten lava. You watch as the vortex rips open the center of your bed, and panic as the swirling wind turns into a vacuum, dragging you towards the bed. Your nail catches and tears as you desperately try to cling to the carpet, the floorboards, and every piece of furniture that within your reach. Bloody fingers slipping clumsily on every surface. But there's nothing you can do. As you torch the vortex, your body starts to disintegrate. Tiny particles of your body separate and float into nothing. The last thing you can see is the cat landing nimbly on the bed and kneading at your sheets before it curls back up and falls asleep. Ending 5. Do not disturb. But I'm 99% sure this cat is from 2011. X bro dumped his pet in an alleyway, knowing dang well whoever his cat is screwed. Hold on, let's see what it was. Seriously, last chance. You really want to do this, cat? Oh, that was it. Alright, then let me just... Alright, well, that's that. Now we have this. Who texted me? Um, well, play with the cat. Aww. You just want a little attention, don't you? Poor thing must be bored sitting in a box all day. You're not sure you're much of interest in companion, but you're willing to do your best. There's gotta be something you can entertain the little critter with. But what? Trick pockets. You dig into your pockets. You find a small piece of string left in your pocket. Not very helpful. Your string is far too short. And I thought we were going like off of the first one. Evidently, this is our third life, because there's no way that it just fucking brought up a past death in your pocket, your right pocket. You have a chocolate bar. Not too helpful either right now. In other words, other thing you got is your phone. It's not much for anything the cat can play with, but there is something you can do. Photo montage. Well, that was fun, right? Well, you enjoyed yourself. With nothing else to do and no intention of taking the cat home, you decided probably just best to leave it. You don't want the cat to get too attached after all. At least you'll see some memories to take back with you. Okay, see you around, I guess. Good luck. Okay. Turn around and walk. Hmm? Your friend just got a message. You open it up and... What? Aren't I cute? It's a picture of a familiar looking cat. Huh? The cat does look cute and happier in the picture, but it's not a picture you recognize. What the heck? Did I? You didn't take this photo. You peek over your shoulder at the cat, but the cat's simply looking at you. And mews sadly as if pleading for you to come back. Well, I guess I could stay a little longer. But now what to do? You search around, but there's really nothing in the alley that looks interesting enough for a cat to play with. So maybe... How about a game? You decided on a game that you know since childhood. Red light, green light. A classic. Teaching a cat how to play this might be a bit of a challenge, but you get the feeling that the feline's natural hunting instincts will help it a lot. You walk to the entrance of the alleyway and cat meowing at you. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. You exaggerated your movements, covering your eyes with your hands and turning around. 1, 2, 3. Red light. Spin around. And the cat hasn't left the box, tilting its head at you in a curious confusion. Try something else. Keep playing. Keep playing. Try again. This time, go a bit slower. 1, 2, 3. Red light. Turn around this time. And the cat is out of the box. The cat freezes under your stare as if it thinks you can't see it if it doesn't move. So cute. Satisfied with the cat getting the hang of the game, you turn around and speed it back up. 1, 2, 3. Red light. Turn around. The cat is a few steps away from the box now, peeking up from behind the dumpster. Its eyes trained rather intently on you. Well, at least it's having fun. Turn around again. You feel a sudden chill to run down your spine. You feel silly, but you can't help but counting just a little faster this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, red light. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, red light. There we go. Whirl around, you say red light. Look at the cat. It's halfway down the alleyway, come closer to you, but it's as if the perspective of what you're seeing is off somehow. Doesn't that cat look a little bigger? His pupils are slits now. Something's not right. The cat meows at you again, but it sounds much deeper than earlier. It's crouched down as if possible to lunge forward. Your breath shudders and a little heart stirred to race. Your foot instinctively shifts back. You freeze immediately. The cat looks impatient. It's wanting you to keep playing, but you go up and turn around, swiftly counting and turning around again and gasp out. 1, 2, 3, red light. The ground shakes, you whirl back around to find yourself staring at a long surface of black fur. You slowly look up and up and up to see a giant, shadowy figure leering down from its position hunched over you. Fangs dripping with saliva, claws crushing into the concrete walls of the alley, its glowing eyes unblinking and looking back at you. The cat waiting for your next turn, but it's so close. If you turn around now, you don't want to play anymore. Hey, kitty, do you not understand red light, green light? If I stop you right when you come up to me and I can touch you, I win. All I gotta do is touch you and I win. Okay. Let's save here.
Saucy.
Run. And I'm dead. You didn't even finish turning around before claws grip your torso, digging in and piercing the soft flesh under your stomach with ease. As you lift into the drooling, gaping jaws above you, you can't help but think that there must have been another way out of this. But pointless regrets are petty, typical for you, aren't they? Ending 32. Fear quitter. Back up. Keeping your eyes trained on the giant looming over you, you take a step back. No. That's cheating. What the fuck, huh? Run. Okay. begin restoration. What are you doing? Stop! You break everything! Back up. The cat stares at you and keeps eyes contact. And back up. You step back. And back. And as you take one more step back out of the alley, go home. Ever. 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 The world outside the alley seems to be broken. What exactly did you do? Ending 33. Error 4. With an error found. Okay, oh, like, no, I actually, there's no song playing. Okay, feed cat. The cat must be hungry, right? You can't imagine that it'd have much to eat if it's so attached to this box inside. Though, it doesn't exactly seem malnourished either. Surely it must have left the box to search for food then. For some reason, something in the back of your mind tells you that's not the case, and not to think on it any further. Well, either way, you can't exactly enjoy the day out knowing you left the cat a hungry cat, especially when you could have done something to help. So, what do you want? What to do about the hungry kitty? Check the pockets, say into your pockets. Is it? Nope, it's expired. What, brother? I think I have like maybe 6 more interaction, like alter endings. Because yep. And you find a chocolate bar. Is it? Nope, it's not even expired. Quite the find indeed. You're about to offer it to the cat when you suddenly you're hit with the guilt and remember something gut curdling. Chocolate is toxic to cats. Oh my gosh, I'm so. You resist the urge to vomit at your near mistake. You feel so guilty. You throw the chocolate bar away into a nearby trash bin. An almost cat killer doesn't deserve chocolate. You go back to the cat, barely able to stand an innocent, obvious, oblivious expression. It doesn't even know what you almost. I'm so sorry. I don't even know what to say. You're a horrible person. You know that what? You know what? Stay here. I'll be right back. You leave the alley. And you return with a whole fish you bought at a nearby grocery shop. It was a bit pricey, but at least it's the least you could do. The cat eagerly accepts your offer, munching happily on the fish after you place it in the box. You want to smile at the sight, but you just feel so awful. Sorry again. The cat seemingly pays you no mind as it slips back into the box. Not feeling like you deserve a peaceful day out, you decide to go back home. On the way home, you notice more cats than usual watching you from their hiding spots, but you try not to think about it. You can't help but wonder if they know what you've nearly done, but it's not like you meant to hurt anyone, right? You finally reach your apartment building. You're about to unlock the door when you look behind you, and only to see dozens of cats standing there, looking at you. Did they see you feeding the cat in the alley and thought that you had more food for them? I'm sorry, I don't have any more food for you. Let them move an inch. You're starting to feel a little unnerved when finally a single cat pushes its way to the front of the end. Oh, it's. Oh, it's held carefully between the teeth and the chocolate bar you'd thrown away earlier. It places the chocolate bar down in front of you before looking back up at you. All the cat looks up at you. You can feel their judgment. You feel that your sins weighing down heavily on your back. But without the money to buy enough food for all of them, you don't know what to do. Beg for forgiveness. You collapse to your knees and bow down as you start to earnestly beg for their forgiveness. I'm so sorry. I swear. I I I I'd do anything to make it up to all of you, but I beg, but you're out of options. Suddenly, you feel something stir in your stomach and swirl its way up to your throat, closing off your airway, and it tries to force its way out of your esophagus. It finally succeeds with aid from your helpless gagging.
Oh yeah. How are you guys in that Star Kitty dude?
Haven't heard about him yet, like in a while. Haven't heard about those two in a hot minute. But I would like to keep this conversation off the stream.
That's fine. I just didn't hear anybody talking about it, so yeah. Begs the question.
Yeah.
I'll move the topic.
What the? Lay on the ground in front of you is a flopping fish. You just threw up a living fish. What the hell? The cat comes rushing forward and tearing hungrily at the fish. You're happy to finally be of help, truly. But how? You threw up another fish. And another. And another. And your stomach hurts. You're getting dizzy. You fall to your knees. Tears and snot are streaming down your face by the time you cough up a final tiny bloody fish and collapse forward. Your throat and stomach both burn in a way that feels dangerous. You start to fade out. Despite the pain, you strangely feel a more overwhelmed sense of hopeful pride that you've made up for your disgusting action, that you've been forgiven. The sounds of happy cats munching away at their fish fills your ears. Then feel something being nudged into your hand. It feels like the bar of chocolate that you had found in your pocket. Heh, you smile weakly. You successfully atoned, but you don't really have the strength to eat your reward. Sadly, the last taste in your mouth as you leave the mortal coil doesn't get to be that of chocolate, but raw fish. Ending 24. Fishing for pardon. You decide to cut your losses and head inside. Your sins weigh you down, but you're only human. What more could you do? Jeez. You're trying to ignore the yowling of the neighborhood cats as you go about your chores. You consider preparing dinner, but how could you enjoy it knowing how hungry those poor cats are outside? The ones you've wronged. You decide to take a bath and go straight to bed without dinner. A fitting punishment for someone like you. You, you forgo. You forgo. You forgot the fancy bath bubbles because you don't deserve them, and sink into the water with a sigh. Your mind races, but you can't really think of any immediate solutions that doesn't require more money. You wish there was something, anything, that you could do to make things right. Suddenly, your legs start to feel itchy. You try to lift one of them to see what's going on, but with a raise out of the water wasn't a pair of legs. It's a fishtail? You feel dizzy at the sight. Maybe you're hallucinating from the stress. You climb you climb out of the tub to cool your head, but instead of your hands raising to brace yourself, it's a wet fin stretched out of the plop of the rim. It's too weak to hold your weight, and you're so startled by the sight that you slip and smack your head on the side of the bathtub, passing out almost immediately. You're awake, you think, anyways. Your eyes open and you're underwater. You must have slid beneath the surface of the bathwater. You gasp instantly, expecting, except not really. A bubble simply floats out of your mouth, up to the surface. You're broke as heck, so you know the bathtub isn't that big. Did it? Did you shrink? But how? And even if there was a reasonable answer, it wouldn't explain how you haven't drowned yet. You swim to the edge of the tub to see the truth in your shadow silhouette. You've been turned into a fish. This this isn't possible. You don't get any time to ponder over this, unfortunately, because just then a shadow looms over just over you from above. You look to see the cat. It peers down at you from beyond the water surface. And then you realize this is the answer. This is how you're meant to be atoned. With a heavy heart, you swim up to the surface. The cat scoops you up, tossing you out of the tub onto the bathroom tiles. As you flop around gasping for air or water, you realize the cat wasn't alone. Doesn't a hungry eyes peer down at you? You can hear the yowling of what sounded like hundreds of cats outside the bathroom door. You send one last look at the cat before closing your eyes and accepting your fate. As the cat descends upon you, tearing into your flesh, you find yourself mourning to the fact that you're not even big enough to feed all of them. Even in then, you can properly atone. Your efforts, your life, all of it, amounted to nothing. Ending 25. Seafood sacrifice. Okay, so where this play with the cat. Already did all that. Feed the cat. All right. Look around the area. You glance around the dark, dingy alley. And only see garbage bags, trash bins, empty cardboard boxes, and scatters of litter here and there. And there were something for a cat to eat. Surely you would have found it by now, right? But you don't want to give up so easily. You keep looking. You look and only see garbage. You sniff and only smell garbage. You listen. Scritch, scritch. You just barely make out the sound of faint scurrying by the trash bin, a few feet away. Quietly, oh so quietly, you creep over to the bin, and you lunge. You weren't very graceful in your attempt. You stumbled and knocked over a stack of nearby boxes full of trash and more trash. Why are we acting like a cat now? But as you stand up, you grasp in your hand is a small mouse. The mouse squeaks and shrieks in distress, wriggling and shriveling desperately in your grip. You're holding it too tightly and and carefully for it to be able to bite you and scratch you, though. Ben, can you care to explain to me why this cat is generally the most ungrateful being on this planet? Bro, I don't know, man. It rears itself out eventually and looks at you with the black eyes. It's completely at your mercy. Feed mouse the cat. The mouse looks scared, as if it can sense your intentions. Its weakly start to struggle again. The mouse is reluctant. Feed the mouse to the cat. Feed the mouse to the cat. The cat tears it apart instantly. That's a gray mouse. Or was it brown? I actually forgot the color. The mouse pain squeaks and squeals, pierce through you until it abruptly cut off. Satisfied, the cat mews happily at you, red tainting its fangs. The cat curls up in its now blood-stained box and goes to sleep. You take your turns to leave. A well-fed cat will likely follow you home after all. And as cute as the cat is, you really can't afford a pet right now. Still feel guilty a little bit of the mouse, you decide to just go home. After a long walk home, you finally enter the apartment. You head straight to your room and collapse on your bed, falling into a fitful sleep. Later, you wake up. There's squeaking and scurrying noises all around you, so loud and constant that they sound like screams in the darkness of your room. Bro, this person cannot get any break. What? Why? You see the shifting shadows of hundreds of mice surrounding your bed. You try to run, but you cry out, and as twin laces of pain race up your legs, and fall back onto your bed and attempt to escape. The horde of mice dodge you as you crash to the ground. You you can't stand up. Looking back and squinting in the dark, looking around and squinting in the dark, you can see, just to make out the source of your pain. The flesh and tendons, goddamn mouth. The flesh and tendons of your heels and ankles are mangled, bitten through your socks. No, no, leave me alone. Despite your crawls with only your arms towards the door, the mice descend upon you. biting your skin, gnawing away pieces of you. You start to fade in and out of consciousness, but you still reach out for the doorknob. Your arm heavy, weighing down and a mice clinging to it with little claws and tiny teeth. You manage to jostle the knob enough for the door to slowly swing open. But your outstretched arm suddenly falls to the ground, lifeless. A mice manages to chew through your flesh and bone of your now dismembered limb. A few mice creep forward and curiously inspect your arm. You stare blankly at it for a moment before sliding your gaze up. In a newly opened doorway, it's a familiar-looking mouse. It stares at you. The darkness in its beady black eyes. You can't begin to measure their depth. Nor the hatred pouring out from within them. All of it aimed at you. You collapse, heading in the floor, and your other arm is eaten as well. You're now sure that you're still conscious. The pain should be indescribable, and yet you just feel a cold sense of loss. The mice have clustered along your back now, gnawing and ripping away between your shoulder blades, into your back, into your chest. Your weak cough up blood. They must have damaged something important. You feel something being pulled out of you. And in between the moments, the blankets of darkness faded out of your vision. You hear something wet plop onto the ground in front of you. You pry your eyes open to see what's in front of the mouse was. Weirdly shaped red with your blood pulsating. Oh, that's your heart, isn't it? The mice descend upon it, abandoning your half-eaten body. You're losing a lot of blood. You shouldn't be alive with that out of your body, man. You must be high. You feel sleepy, but you also feel anger. Yes, so much anger. How dare they? How dare they? The last thing you could see before your vision fails you is a pair of glowing eyes leering in the darkness beyond the doorway. You can hear squeaks and shrieks of terror all around you. Low yowls, deep snarls, gnashing teeth, tearing flesh. And your remaining senses leave you. A small smell weakly with the last of your strength, when something with soft, slightly damp, and sticky fur muzzles your cheek. Good kitty. Ending 27. Well fed. Yeah, no, I don't, like, there's only been one instance where he hasn't died, and it was the error. It was the error ending. Okay. Let's go back to this. Spare the mouse. Are you sure? Spare the mouse. You can hear the cat's stomach growl. It must be so hungry. It must be starving. Spare the mouse. You know the cat is hungry. Why are you hesitating? You cut the prey for the cat's sake, didn't you? Are you really going to value the life of a filthy rodent more than the cat's? Spare the mouse. You're mocking me, aren't you? Last chance. Hand over the prey. Now. the mouse. You let the mouse go. It scurries away, squeezing into a tiny hole in the wall. But you don't pay much mind to it. You don't flinch as a giant paw slowly falls in front of you, blocking your path to the alley's entrance. Not that you had any delusion about escaping. The cat is hungry after all. You close your eyes in acceptance as the paw gently pulls you back and back and 26, a life spared. Okay, so question mark. You're not ready. So I gotta get all the endings. Aw, how am I supposed to walk away from that? What kind of monster would you be if you could? You sigh a little bit and walk back to the cat. It looks almost hopeful, its tail swishing faster as it leans up a little more towards you, as if eager for your next move. It's strange. The more you hesitate to leave the alley, the more you find yourself wondering, what's the point? You'll go where? Do what? What's the point? And when you're always doing all of it completely and utterly alone. Even going home to your apartment wouldn't help, would it? One bedroom, one bathroom, and you living alone in it. It's been like that for so long. So long. You're started when you feel an impossible soft paw pressed lightly against your wet cheek. You didn't realize you've been crying. Or that's your little breakdown had literally brought you to your knees right in front of the cat's box. You feel slightly embarrassed, but the cat responds as if it can sense your deprecating feeling creeping in. It presses a paw on your cheek 3 times in quick succession, as if trying to slap you out of your melancholic state. But they're so light, the slaps feel like they're getting gently and eagerly petted. You can't help but laugh a little. I can't believe I'm having a mental breakdown in a dirty old alley with a stray cat comforting me. You smile and show gratitude with a scratch in the cat's chin. Thanks. I'm fine, really. That, that just happens sometimes. I don't really do. I really do like being alone most of the time. It's just that the only thing I feel comfortable being myself, you know? But even I get lonely, even every now and then. It's easier to ignore when I keep myself busy. That's why I pushed myself to go out today, I think. Or maybe I was hoping to make a friend or something. Oh, I guess that wouldn't be a good idea. I doubt someone like me would make a very good friend anyone. Okay. Maybe I won't go so far to say that, but you stay and just talk to the cat about anything that comes to mind, or your isolation, your loneliness, your many fears, your losses, your emptiness. Although, the longer you stay there, the smaller that one significant emptiness feels. It's been so long since someone's just listened. The road shifts to gentler topics. Your hopes, your dreams, happy memories of the past. What's happening? As you talk, you don't even notice the once cold concrete walls of the alley becoming flesh like, warm and pink. Softness slowly engulfs the both of you. The sounds of your own voice feels hypnotic as you reach your ears, encouraging you to speak more in depths of your heart into the open. You give in easily. When you do run out of words, you're not sure how long you've been sitting there, but not knowing doesn't seem to bother you. Still, a strange question enters your mind. Leave and go home? Why would I want to do that? You're too tired to move. Pouring out your heart and soul has taken a surprising toll on you, but you have no regrets. You're so happy. You don't think you've ever felt so heard, so seen. You lean forward to rest your head on the box. You don't feel the rough cardboard like you're expecting. Instead, you feel yourself resting on a mass of something. Something soft and slightly damp and warm. So, so warm. But you can't find it in your to find it in you to oh my god, but you can't find it in you to care on what it could be. You're so tired. You close your eyes and you get the feeling that they'll probably never open again. But as they all accompanied warmth encasing you slowly, completely, you feel nothing but pure contentment. Ending 22. Not alone. Okay, what are all the endings? I've only collected 23 out of the 40? Then. There's so many endings. You know what? I'll make this a two-parter. We will stop here and continue this tomorrow. Yeah, legit. But the thing is, there's a question mark, question mark, question mark. I'm assuming until after you get all the endings, which hopefully I've like. Oh, I missed.
That tweaking about meatloaf.
But yeah, we will continue this tomorrow. So thank you guys for stopping in. I saw we had a peak performance of 10 viewers. And when was this around though? Like what time? This was at 9?
Oh great, I'm forced to be Eggman, bro. That's great.
I don't know. I don't know when that was. But anyways, we had a peak. I think people are liking it. And do you guys think that I should continue using that voice for like rating, or should I just like talk
What
like I used?
voice?
The more calm, not using my voice, like my normal voice, fucking spunky.
Oh, being nonchalant.
Yeah. Should I keep it like that?
Yeah, you probably should.
Uh,
Um, there's a friendly XC. I don't know if I should report that or not.
it depends on how pissed you are. But I think the cat likes flesh a lot.
On that.
Yeah, I think the cat likes flesh a little bit too much. Uh, Main takeaway: don't adopt random black cats in an alleyway, especially pickles. All right then. Well, thank you guys so much for watching today's stream. I will continue this tomorrow. I am again doing a one stream per day,
Why
trying to
is Amy trying to backshot metal?
um doing one stream per day. My main goal was to do
Ew, why is
one
this joining
game
me?
per day, but because of how lengthy this game is, I wasn't expecting this to be that lengthy, and the fact that I gotta read out so much stuff, I'm gonna actually have to take a break. Like I almost drank through 2 bottles of water
Yay!
because of how dried my throat came. Anyways,